Welcome, everyone. We want to thank you for taking some time out of your day to be with us. Come on, let's get to the root of it.
In these times that we live, we take strides to move forward. We strive to be more, stay strong and be focused. Start a while, we make choices, live or die. Take over starts at the root, and the truth may be hard to swallow. Step one, self-love above anything else. Unlock peace and happiness.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and thank you for tuning in to At the Root of It. My name is Shannon, and first and foremost, I would like to start off by apologizing for being an hour late. But I am here, we are here, and we are going to do this show. So, before we get into it, the show is called, first of all, I love this show because my numbers is 22222. And that's because on February 2nd, 2022, I officially put down cigarettes. So that is like my number. Like, I no longer smoke cigarettes, and that was the day. So this is series 2, episode 22. So my numbers is there. Good evening, Tifa. Good evening. Good evening. So before we get into the show, I just want to tell you our mission statement. And our mission statement is that we are trying to create a community of both men and women who are on a journey of self-love and self-healing. We also recommend that you go to therapy if you need therapy. We support therapy 110% because sometimes you need somebody to talk to that is not biased, that is going to give you the unadulterated truth that will help steer you in the right direction. We also have biblical principles that we apply because that's my faith. And that's what I believe in. And I stick to the script, to the manual as much as possible. But I don't force my beliefs on anybody else. So before we get going, y'all know what we do when we first log on. We log on and then we start sharing. Because tonight's episode, Friends Before Lovers, this is still part of the singles series, because a lot of times we just jump into situationships and don't even know who we dealing with. So this is a very hot topic. So while we're here, I'm about to share. You guys share. We're going to get this out so we can talk about what we need to do to kind of like begin our dating process correctly, friends, so that we won't end the same way that we've always been ending. Okay? Hey, Snap, I see you. Good evening. Please share the broadcast for me, please. I'm sharing. And again, I do apologize. I will not be late next week, but best believe I was coming on here because this is what God told me to do, and nothing that happens in my life is going to hinder that. All right? So we're going to tune in now. I just sent that out. Y'all sharing? Send it to all the peoples out there in the world. Friends before lovers. That's what we doing today, guys. Friends before lovers. All right. Y'all chime in. Did y'all think about what y'all will put on you guys dating application? Remember last week we was talking about the dating application and what we would put on it, what information we would want to know before we even start dealing with a person, you know? Because you think you know somebody and then you find out that you really don't. And that's the most hardest thing to deal with, separating from people that you thought you knew that you really didn't know, and people that you thought had at least, some decency as far as who you are as a person, and sometimes you run into people who are not like that and who are out for self. So, all right. Hello, guys. Hello, hello, hello. All right, so we are in here. We are in here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please chime in. Let me know who is on the broadcast today. Also, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Believe me, after we get off this broadcast, I'm actually going to listen to my 15-minute meditation because I need to. I really need to. You know what I mean? To get me into that woosah state of mind. So let's get it. Let's get it, y'all. Please chime in. Let me know who's on the line. I see people tuning in and chiming in. I love y'all for that. I truly, truly do. So, of course, you know that I have an article that I found online, and it was talking about friends before lovers and five different things. Now, I'm not promoting for y'all to have premarital sex and all of that. I'm not talking about that. But I know that if we tap into how we begin dating, maybe the end result will be different from what we've been normally experiencing. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely tired of the rat race and the different people. And it's not like I'm out there, but like just the people that you encounter and the people that you have to deal with, the different attitudes and the personalities, and trying to figure out if they're emotionally mature or spiritually mature to handle you. And these things are very, very important. And remember, last week we were basically talking about core values and what your core values are in a relationship so that you won't settle. You know, a lot of times we don't know what our love language is, what our core values are, and we kind of like let that go by the wayside because, hey, we feel like we're getting older and we don't want to be by ourselves. But I want to change our mindsets on that topic today, because in order for you to get someone that is going to love you, you got to know them a little bit. And even the people that you've known for years, you really don't know them. You know what I mean? And we was talking about how Tifa was telling us, you know, let's see what kind of mad they get, how crazy they get when they get angry, because sometimes you can't handle that. So it's just like a whole bunch of things that you need to try out before you actually delve into a relationship. Because what we're trying to really do is we want single people who want to get married. We want us, because I'm in that number 2. We want us to get it. We want us to know what we're getting into. Thank you so very much, Donnie. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And that's Donnie, y'all. Y'all know Donnie. But anyway, please again share. So we're going on to this topic, and this topic is 5 reasons it's better to be friends before lovers. Okay, so the key points is friendship allows people to get to know someone for who they truly are. When you don't rush into trying to get a title and just try to get to know the person for who they are, then you'll begin to understand if you want to get in a relationship with them or not. And that's just point blank in the story, right? Building a friendship gives people time to get to know someone in a range of different situations, when they're angry, when they're happy, when they're sad, so that you can get to know these people. There's more than what the representative shows. And we talk about the representative, and the representative lasts maybe 3 to 6 months tops. And then after that, you get the real person and realize, who in the heck did I attach myself to? I don't think I like this. I don't like this kind. I don't like this kind, right? Pineapples, as Kevin Hart would say, right? You like pineapples. I don't have a bell. But you know what I mean? And we want to take away from that. We want to stop that. Now, of course, people are still going to do what they're going to do. But I hope that this information that comes out tonight will assist you in your dating endeavors, okay? Yes, Tifa, there's so much more that meets the eye, especially in the beginning. Like, as we were speaking to the Wives Club, there's things that they weren't vulnerable about in the beginning of their relationship, and it took time to open up. And why does it take time for us to open up our emotions, but it doesn't take time to have sex? People jump to the lovers part without getting no information. And again, even when you do, you can sometimes still catch a bad one. All right. they'll still be able to show you that they have a representative on, and they'll never show their true face and their true personality. So we got to watch out. So the article says, many of us want to be in an intimate long-term relationship, and it should say marriage to be real, okay? We look around, set our sights on someone, and think, maybe this is the one. Give me some hands high if you've ever said, maybe this is the one. Actually, this was part of the monologue that I did in a play for Easter. When I said, that's it, he's the one. And we get like that, right? Maybe this is the one. We meet someone or are introduced to them by friends or family who think we may hit it off. Often there is an immediate attraction and we're off to the races. Now, again, we just took 2 weeks to talk about chemistry versus compatibility. Okay, so this is part of knowing about chemistry versus Playboy Princess. All right, hello. I don't know who you are, but hello. You laugh. But we got to know and we got to understand that there's definitely a difference from those butterflies in your stomach to seeing if you really can live with a person and love on a person for the long haul. And a lot of times we think that we're ready for that. But as we spoke to the wives, and maybe I'll get some husbands on here at a later date to tell their side of the story and how they feel, because again, we're trying to build a community of both men and women. So we may have a husband's club coming to a theater near you. All right. So anyway, it says, but sometimes what begins as an attraction, or let's say a lustful connection, moves very quickly. Yes, we feel the excitement of finally being with someone we want more, but how well do we really know this person beyond the sexual attraction and immediate connection we feel? Often we don't know them at all, as we may find out as time goes by. And believe me, when we find out what we really want to find out, it's not fun no more. It's no giggles and butterflies after that when you get that reality check. Okay, so when there's pressure to find the right one to fall in love, we may skip a lot of steps in order to get there. Desire and possibly hormones may take over, and we seem to forget that there is a great deal to learn about a person before we can commit to a lifetime together. In the throes of love or lust, we may tell ourselves a lot of things and convince ourselves of certain things before we really have the time to explore and get to know what someone is all about. As many of us have discovered, once the first blush of love subsides and we are left with the reality of the relationship, things we didn't want to see may come to light. So who can attest to that? I know that is true for me. That, okay, it was kind of like this in the beginning, but now it's kind of like this, and I don't know if that suits me well. You understand what I mean? And this is all in the dating process, y'all. We got to understand that our flesh will lead us astray every time. And I'm really learning, and not to say, and I should have known that already, right? But I also know that when you're in a weakened state in your mind, and when you have daddy issues, and when you don't have no self-respect and no self-love, you will allow anything and everything to go on in your life because you don't have the proper boundaries up, or you can't discern or see clearly what's really going on as far as the person, because you only see what you want. Because we operate on, we go after people that we want, just like they go after people that they want, right? And we forget to ask those intricate details about like what was on our dating application. How is your relationship with your children? Do you have children? And if you do have children, what is your relationship? You know, and if that is the case, if you even want to be with somebody that has children, maybe you have raised your children already. Like, these are the boundaries that we have to come up with. All right. So anyway, babble, babble, babble. Y'all tell me. So getting to know someone as a friend affords a great opportunity not only have a great companion, because when you find a friend, right, you really have a friend indeed. The Bible says, in order to be in order to be a friend, you first must show yourself friendly. Okay, so that means that getting to know you stage. All right, and we don't have to rush to getting to know you stage, even if they apply the pressure, and that's for men and women. Okay, because I'm not just going to point out men saying that men just do that. That's not the case. Women are like that as well. So I'm just saying that when you gotta like kind of like push away those desires to really get to know the person. And again, I told you I'm not an expert. I'm learning with you guys, and I'm giving you the information as well as I'm the first partaker of this information. So please believe me, when I tell you that I'm not trying to preach to the choir. I'm not trying to tell people how to live their life. But if you're tired of living the same dating life and meeting the same people and getting the same results, and you wondering why you keep going around the same mountain and nothing is changing, it's because it's insanity and that you're doing the same thing expecting a different result. And this may give you another perspective for you to try so that you can get a different result. You have to change up. You have to switch things around. You need to tweak some things so that you know that, all right, this didn't work, but what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? A lot of times we think that if we fall prey to the falling into the lover category, that will get us. But guess what? Men are not drawn in by sex. They're not. They can have sex with anybody, and make anybody feel like they're the one, right? They don't have to have no feeling or emotion for you at all to have sex with you. But see, we as women, we get so tied up and tangled up with people who don't have the right intention towards us, but want to get in our pants, and we're just so happy for the attention. We need to, I wish I brought my bell. I didn't think about bringing my bell, but we need to ring the alarm. I'm down for so long, Anyway, Tifa said, we forgot to ask the important things, and when blinded by lust, we also ignore the signs. We definitely ignore the red flags because we want what we want when we want it. And when we have people who don't even want to take the time, because remember, in our core value, we saw inclusion, right? We wanted to be included in people's lives. We just didn't want to, we didn't just want to, we didn't just want to just know them and be on some Netflix and chill type of thing. No, we want to be included in people's lives. And when we, unbeknownst to us, when we give it up too soon, they don't respect us. They don't respect us. They put us in the same category as the other girl that gave it up to them quick. You're not doing anything different, right? And then, now I'm not telling you to be a prude and be nasty and all of that stuff, but I'm just telling you to express yourself and let them know what you're standing for, and telling them that you are dating with a purpose. When you're dating with a purpose, then they know what you're looking for, right? From the gate. And then it'll cut all the nonsense out, all of the frivolous talking about nothing, when you know that you're not going to talk to this person for the next day. You don't need to. Or sometimes we need to fast and pray and let God handle it. You know what I mean? And wait for the person to really come and find us. And that's the hardest thing, because when we look around, there's so many people that's in the church that's been waiting for God to send their Boaz, right? And they've been single their whole life waiting on God. You got to put yourself out there, but you don't have to give yourself away. You know? I know that William McDowell says, I give myself away so you can use me. No, but listen, he's singing at the God. But don't you know that in the worldly, on the fleshly level, when you give yourself away, you're giving yourself away so that somebody can use you. Listen to the words of that song. So we don't want to get used no more. What do we have to do so that we will never get used again? so that we will never be taken advantage again, so that our feelings will not be hurt. Now, I'm not saying that we can stop all hurts and pains and arguments and all of that stuff. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is all the foolishness, that the red flags that we saw, we're not going to ignore them. We cannot ignore them, all right? And if they don't want to be your friend, that's a big red flag. They don't want to get to know you. They don't know how to play spades. Big red flag. You know what I mean? Again, because that's how you become a friend. When you play spades, you done found a friend, because now you know who can be your partner and who can't. I'm telling you, that spades game will help you determine if you want to deal with a person or not. Tifa says, the accountability piece is major. We attract who we are, not what we want. And that is so true. And so because we attract what we are and not what we want, we have to understand that we have to have a vetting process, because we want somebody that's a little bit different than us, that can teach us something, that can help mold us and get us better. Now, that's not your mate's job to complete you. You're supposed to be able to go into a relationship and be completed already, right? One whole makes a whole. You know what I mean? There ain't no half and half, because when you have the half and half, somebody's gonna come up short. Somebody's gonna feel like they're on the losing end of the stick at all times. But when you come in and you have part of your core values is your teamwork, right? And you're learning each other, then you should be able to have a successful relationship. So getting to know someone as a friend affords a great opportunity to not only have a great companion, a person you really like and connect with, but very possibly someone you may want to share your life with. Being a friend first is a win-win situation. Friends are essential for our well-being. A good friend knows who you are, is there to offer support and encouragement, and is around for those times, well, when you just need a friend. And I have friends, and I thank God for my friends. And I have male friends too that actually love me and care for me and honor me as a good woman. You understand what I mean? And when you talk to them and you can pour yourself out to them, and they understand and don't hold you in the seat of judgment, but understand that you're human and that you go through things, and they can love you through it. That's what you need, because after all the butterflies and everything is all gone, who's your companion? Who you gonna sit and watch TV and eat TV dinners with when you're too old to want to move and go out? When y'all both got the Monday through Friday pill thing, and y'all know that y'all gotta, divvy out your vitamins and your medication for the week. Like, who do you want to be with? You know what I mean? People think that they're gonna be young all their life. No, if you ripping and running those streets, that is gonna take a toll on your body sooner or later. Okay? So here are some reasons why it's important to know someone as a friend before you know them as a lover. Becoming friends allows you to get to know someone for who they really are. Friendships unfold over time, okay? You get to see people as they are in many situations. There's no pressure, no expectations. That was the word, right? No expectations, so you don't put no expectations on your friend. But once you put sex into that, expectations automatically come out. Automatically, because for us as women, once we have sex, it like jump starts our emotions, and now we so in love. I'm so in love with you, boy. Right? Now we singing love songs. And we just know that this is it. That's it. I found him. Tifa said, I'm going to argue over the denture cream with James Abdarden. That's right. That's right. You need that companion. When it's all said and done, and you want to settle down, and it's not about the looks, it's about who really cares about you. I remember it was the story that I saw online as usual. And it was about a man with 3 wives, right? He was on his dying bed. and he went to the wife that he loved the most, which was the last wife that he married. And she didn't want to be married to him because he was sick, and she left. And the middle wife, she was tired of his mess, and she left. And she left. But that first wife that was there from the very beginning, that was there with you in the mud, that went through all emotions with you, when all was said and done, she was the only one that was there. Y'all better watch who you're dealing with. Because if you can't have a friend like that who you know is going to stand 10 toes deep for you, if you're sick, if you need help, if you just need a shoulder to cry on and you don't need no judgment zone, you know, that I believe that is worth a million times, a million relationships. Like I have a friend on here, Nathaniel, right? Me and Nathaniel has been friends. We dated, and we were together for a little minute, but we were friends for a very long time, right? And we are still friends, going on 18 years. Although we weren't together for 18 years, but look how long our friendship sustained even past the relationship. See, that's when you know that you got to the heart of a person. When after all the hell done broke loose in your relationship, and I don't want to be with you, and I don't like you, and da 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 da, and all that argument is said and done. When you could come back, when the tempers have tempered down and everything is everything, and you sit there and you realize that you really have a friend in somebody, and they really have a friend in you, and nothing can break a friendship like that. Because if you can break up and not be in a relationship and still be friends and give relationship advice and all of that stuff and push them, and you can't get no better than that. You can't get no better than that. You know what I mean? So it's really healthy to have male friends too, because they help vet out the bad ones. Now he's not good. Thank God I have my brother. My brother would if I tell my brother about a man, he'd be like, nah, he playing games with you. Nah, he's playing games with you. And he will always call it right, because you got to have somebody in your corner that can see when you can't see, because you done blurred the lines having sex. Okay, so it says, as a friend, there's no need to expect anything, as often happens in romantic relationships, where unrealistic expectations often become the norm as a relationship becomes more serious and exclusivity is expected. In friendship, it's often easier to be more open and accepting. You don't need to pretend to be someone you're not. That's a two-way street. And that is so important, because so many people fake it till they make it. So many people don't even know who they are, and they take on other people's personas like it's there, instead of knowing who they are as a person. And I remember earlier this week, one of my good friends, I dated him back in 2008, and we are still friends to this day. I'm friends with everybody because that's my heart posture towards everybody. I want to be a friend. I'm friendly. You understand what I mean? Even though I didn't say that with a friendly face, but I'm friendly. But anyway, he called me earlier this week, and we was just talking, and he was like, don't apologize for being who you are. God made you who you are. Instead of people trying to be you, they need to find them. They need to find their voice. They need to find their purpose. They need to find their joy. They need to find their peace instead of trying to pull on yours and things of that nature. You don't want an energy vampire as a friend. You want somebody that you can have equal give and take and reciprocity with, as far as being in their lives and being supportive and being understanding and non-judgmental. I'm going to keep putting that out there, that non-judgmental. When you can understand and see a person's heart past what they do. You know what I mean? That's love, and that's friendship. All right? So friends get to see and accept the good, the bad, and the ugly about each other. The ability to accept and even embrace someone's weaknesses and quirks, as well as their assets, creates a lot of space to let people shine for who they uniquely are. All right? So it works when you just allow people to be who they are. No judgment zone. Somebody type that in the notes below, in the comments below. No judgment zone. When you are a friend, you be a friend and you love people past your stuff, past their stuff. You want people to love you past your stuff and still be there. So you have to do it too. All right? And I'm learning that too because God told me that today. I don't know about being friends, but I can't forget. So anyway, number 2, in friendship, there is room for other relationships, meaning you don't have no expectations. They don't have no expectations. You do what you do. They do what they do. And therefore, there's no ruckus, right? So it says, as a friend, you can hang out with someone as much as both of you want. But the understanding is that both of you are free to see and date other people. There are no ties or obligations. There is no possessiveness or jealousy. Over time, you may find that you really love this person, but don't feel you need or want to take it any further. The friendship itself is the prize, right? As friends, you probably discuss many issues and seen each other in many situations. Getting to know each other well over time allows you to see what issues and emotions could and will arise in an important relationship. When you are friends first, it's unlikely that you'll find yourself in an intimate relationship for the wrong reasons. We have to understand we don't want to stay in stuff for superficial things. You understand what I mean? You want to really be a friend to your partner because, like I said, when all the va 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 boom and the ooh la la, the ooh ooh ah is gone, right? You're gonna want someone there to rub icy hot on that back part that you can't reach. You understand what I mean? Like, you gotta understand that, especially people who are 40 and above. But whose game are you playing? Like, what you think you doing out here? What you think you doing? Building up karma. That's what, or reaping what you sow, however you want to say it. Number 3. Look, I said number 3. Number 3, friendships help build trust. Trust is one of the pillars of a significant long-term relationship. When you are able to trust, your guard comes down. There is no fear or worry about being yourself at all times. When you can trust, when you can trust, you feel safe that what you say and do is secure in the relationship, which means you can discuss your fears, your goals, your aspirations, your things that make you angry, the people around you, and you know that it's safe with that person and that it's not gonna go back. It's not, because you can trust them. You can trust them with you, who you are as a person. And if you can't trust like that, how are you calling them a friend? I know that I made many mistakes to call people my friend when I know that they wasn't my friend. You know? When you trust, you feel safe. Okay, with trust, there is no anxiety or fear that you will be betrayed, lied to, and if the relationship moves into intimacy, that you will be cheated on. But let me tell you something. My first real heavy betrayal was from my best friend. Okay? She was a friend. So you still, even when you've known each other for a long period of time, you still may not know that person, and they still could betray you. They still can lie to you, and they can still cheat on you. You understand what I mean? So y'all take it. It's still, but it's still better than just leaping into situationships over chemistry versus compatibility. I'll tell you that much. Trust allows for being comfortable enough to air your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. That goes along with that core value, right? Being open and honest. What's the core value again? It said the core values is fairness, accountability, keeping your promises, inclusion, learning, teamwork, honesty. Okay, it's still thinking. But there's core values that if you discuss those core values in the beginning and you say, listen, I'm an honest person. What is it? Okay, integrity, honesty, fairness. And remember, we just did a show a couple of weeks ago about success versus character, integrity, and morals. Okay? So you got to think about it. Those things need to be in your friendships and in your relationships. All right? In friendships, first, we have the opportunity to spend time doing any number of things. It's not just like, oh, we're going on a date. No, you can go to the park and chill out. You can go fishing and chill out. You can go to the game room to main event or top golf and just chill out because you're friends. You understand what I mean? But that's before y'all allow that lust to come in. I'm telling you. And I'm not saying y'all like y'all, but I'm saying y'all like inclusive in that, okay? Um, okay, so it says a friendship first. In friendships first, we have the opportunity to spend time doing any number of things alone or with other people. They don't need to, they don't, if you're their friend, they won't mind doing it by yourself and you understanding that you're just their friend and they don't have to, explain you away or whatever, right? As friends, we have the time to explore new things together, to share new adventures, doing things that enrich our separate lives, but also connect us more deeply to each other. Having a friend join you in a new venture provides not only companionship, but someone to share memories with. We need these things, okay? We really need these things. Friendship first helps you build on shared goals. When you start to have a friendship with people, right, and they know what you're striving for, good friends keep you on the mark. I'll use Tifa and Nathaniel. They saw that I wasn't on at 7 o'clock and they called me. They was like, "What's going on? My daughter, what's going on? Why aren't you on? I don't see the show." But they keep me accountable for what I said that I know that God is telling me to do. That's friends. You understand what I mean? And when all of that stuff is gone, I keep reiterating, when all of those butterflies and all of those things cease to exist anymore, and it's just you in the same space, breathing the same air and doing the same things every day and doing doctor's appointments, you're going to want to do those things with your friend. You want to be able to laugh and not be an old crotchety person because you are old maid now, because don't nobody want you now because you set in your ways and you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and you know what I mean? Like all of these things that can pop up when you get older. But when you start to become friends, and this is for men too, men only really get with girls to be their friends to ultimately have sex with them. Y'all let me know if that's true or not. I could be lying, but that's my perspective on it. Sometimes men, try to become friends with women. Just that's one of their tactics. Just like one of the women's tactics is to cook a man a meal because they know a way to get to a man is through their stomach. You know what I mean? It's all manipulative ways to get what you really want in the end. Unbeknownst to the woman that's cooking these dinners, you just spending your money making these dudes fat. They still not committing, even though you cooking. Right, Tifa? What we doing in the 2022? We ain't cooking, right? We ain't cooking until we got a ring or something. We ain't doing none of that. Another essential pillar of a long-term intimate relationship is shared values, ideals, and goals. During friendship, we come to know what a person is all about, what makes them tick, what they cherish about life, and what they aspire to. While friends may not always agree, when friends find themselves on the same page for what they find most valuable for a meaningful life, then friendship has the opportunity to move into love. So we need to really get ourselves in the mindset that if we want something to last, we need to not have sex. Okay? We need to not do it. No matter how much we seem like we can do this thing. You understand what I mean? You cannot And I can't even say you cannot, because who's to say? But I'm talking to the people out there who have been trying to find the right person or looking for the person to find them. And guess what? They can't find it because we're doing something the same way that didn't get us the results the last time or the last time or the last time before that. So what is it? What is it that we have to check on ourselves? We have to do a self-check. We have to acknowledge certain things in our lives that we may be doing wrong, right? Like for women, I know that I'm single, so I go on some dating apps sometimes just to skim and see what's out there, and then I run off because Lord have mercy, stuff that's scary out there, right? So there will be people on there, and the men will say, "Well, I don't really deal like that because all these women on here only want Cash App." That's all they say, and the men, all they do is they want to talk about sex. There's no way that you're going to find somebody that you're equally yoked with, that you can walk together. Like the Bible says, how can two walk together unless they agree? You're not going to find nobody like that on those dating sites. I realize that. I mean, I have met a couple of nice people that I'm actually still friends with. Maybe it's just me, or maybe I'm just a really friendly person, because I can still be friends with people that I've dealt with in my past, and it's not an issue. They don't try to strong arm me. They'll say hi, how you doing, hope all is well. You gotta be a friend first, and maybe I know how to do that so well because remember in my past shows I had always said that before I transitioned into who I am today. Remember, what's today's date? The 12th. I'm gonna be 2 years old very, very soon in 8 more days. You understand what? You understand that? But before I started living an adult life, right? I didn't care about none of this. I didn't care about becoming a friend. Well, no. Sorry, I retract that. I did care about becoming a friend. I didn't care about becoming a girlfriend. I purposely put myself in the arena of homegirl. That was my protective shield. That was a way for me to be able to back up when I needed to back up and pull forward if I needed to pull forward. You understand what I mean? So I put myself in homegirl status. So I was always the one that could be around and nothing going down. But at the end of the day, what I realized what I was doing was I was showing them that I didn't have any self-respect because I let things go down, even though it was like a situationship, but I was still homegirl status. And I was cool with that because I didn't want nobody to come past these walls. But that's where I'm different now. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be your homegirl for you to use and abuse my body, right? Because we're not even thinking about that. And we're not even thinking about, okay, I'm going to take it super spiritual for these people today. And I hope that I don't offend anybody, but I'm still going to talk about it. When we go and we don't put that friendship first, and we jump into that lust and lover arena, we don't even know what type of demons these people be carrying, because people carry spirits, right? And then you can get an STD, but not the STD that you're thinking. You could get a sexually transmitted demon, all right? And you'll sit there and you'll be like, why am I suddenly acting like this? Why am I always mean? Why am I argumentative now when I never used to be? Why am I doing XYZ? Why? And it's because they transmitted their demon to you. Demons jump. Spirits jump. And when you allow yourself to be that vulnerable and susceptible for that and so open, God only knows what you're opening yourself up to. And then you wondering why you got to go to therapy behind this. And it's because whatever was in them hopped onto you. And unfortunately, you can't go and get a penicillin shot for this STD. You understand what I mean? This one, sometimes you got to tarry, you got to fast, and you got to pray to get this thing off of you. I think it's more work to get a sexually transmitted demon off of you. You know what I mean? You got to understand. You got to guard and protect yourself. And you got to understand that these people are out here, but if they're doing it with you and they're so easy to do it with you, they're easy to do it with everybody else. which means they're picking up their demons, and we just all just carrying each other's demons around like it's fun. And it's not. Our lives be in shambles after these relationships. Why? Because they have demons. They have things that's attached to them that attaches to us. But we get to know each other, and we get to know people, and we're equally yoked, right? And we're walking together because we agree, and because we know what we want, we know who we are, and we know what we desire, and we put our desires out there. We set our intentions, and we made our requests known. That's what my grandmother used to say. My grandmother used to tell me to be specific, right? Be specific. Tell them exactly what you want. Be intentional about what you're praying about, you know? And I'm not telling you about the checklist, but about what you want on the inside of the person that you're dealing with. Half the time, we don't even know what we like because we done looked at the beard and saw that the beard was popping. And that was it. That's all she wrote. We ain't even asking if they even know God, if that's your thing. You know what I mean? You're not even asking none of that. You're like, oh, I like him. His beard, he got everything I like. He got a beard. He got a nice chest. I like the way he dressed. Oh, you see that car he drive? Listen, all of that is a setup. It's a setup. But once you become free, and once you understand what you really want and what you really desire in your life, you'll set your sights on that, and you'll start doing things differently, so that you don't repeat cycles, so you won't go around the same mountain over and over again. And don't beat yourself up if you fall prey to somebody who presented themselves as a friend but really wasn't a friend, really was a foe. You know, don't worry about them, because they will get their just reward. That's what the Bible says. You know what I mean? Sometimes you maybe they came in to teach you a lesson. Everybody is a reason, a season, or a lifetime, and you have to determine which part or which reason, season, or lifetime. Sometimes really people just come in here to teach you a lesson. All right? Teach you a lesson that you'll never forget, so you will never repeat that lesson again. I'll tell you that. Certain things that happen to you is to teach you something so that you will never have to experience that again, so that you will set your sights higher, your standards higher. And once you raise your vibration and know who you are as a person, you will then start to attract, like Tifa said, what she said? She said, we attract who we are, not what we want. Okay? So if you are not who you are striving to be yet, but you still very low vibrational, very a person that is cantankerous and nasty and self-absorbed, and think that the sun stopped shining when you was made, you know, that's not the person for you. You need to learn how to be a friend. When you learn how to be a friend, it's really good to have male friends. It really is. When you can't reach that big thing, or, you know, that high up thing, they can go and reach it for you. They can kill the bug, even though I don't kill bugs anymore. Or they can change a light bulb. You know what I mean? I'm just playing. They can do way more than that. They can be an ear, and they can give you a different perspective. Again, no, hey, that's my brother. Hey, Blackie. No, I started at 8. I'm sorry. That's why I sent it to Tinge. I apologize. No, you didn't. I love y'all. I was late. It was me that was late today. It was me. But I'm here, guys. And we talking about friends before lovers. And y'all are really good. Both of y'all are really good, because y'all was friends before y'all was lovers. And y'all talked about things and things of that nature. And look at y'all now. Years later, gonna get married and things of that nature. It's just tell them, y'all, that it's good to be a friend before you become a lover. Keep your cookies. Keep that pebble. I used to tell my oh, she said, oh, thank God we made it. This show for us. Yeah. Yes, it is. But you know, it's good to have somebody that's a listening ear that can give you a different perspective than what you used to have. You know what I mean? And sometimes you can't ask your girlfriends, because your girlfriends be the ones that be hating on you and tell you all the wrong stuff. You know, that's right. It was monumental to your relationship. And I know it was because it matters. It makes you have a tender spot for that person even the more because you were friends, because you didn't get clouded with sex, but you allowed your love to grow holistically, naturally, purely. You know what I mean? And then the fireworks begin, you know? You know, but I'm just saying that you have to take that time to be a friend to your peoples and to the people who you want to be in relationships in. If you don't, I'm not saying it's gonna fail, but I'm just gonna say that you're gonna have a lot of rocky beginnings and rocky starts and do-overs and things of that nature because you never strive to want to get to know one another. You never strive to be more inclusive in your life. You never strive to be honest. You never strive to have teamwork. You never strive to have integrity. You never strive to do all of these things to build up a person. If you are a man or a female that's out there that strives to break people down, then this is, you know why I just studied on that? Because I swear I was about to say something that was not biblical. All right? And that's why I studied. But when you have somebody that just have pure intentions and just want to get to know you, for real, not just trying to do like the kind of the long con, you know what I mean? Just long enough to get you where you are and then drop you. I don't know about those. I don't know about that to get to know you and then drop you stage. Like, I don't know about that. But I do know that people fake the funk and they're not really your friends. They use what you say as leverage or ammunition or, you know. So try the spirit by the spirit. That's what the Bible says. Try the spirit by the spirit. In order to be a friend, you first must show yourself to be friendly. And Jesus, he said, with loving kindness have I drawn thee. If you want to draw somebody to you, do it lovingly. Don't do it begrudgingly. Don't do it cantankerously. Don't do it nasty. Don't do it because you've been hurt and you want to talk to people nasty now. Like, don't do that. Get your heart space right and then go out there and learn how to be somebody's friend before you're trying to be their lover, wife, and girl. You know what I mean? It's steps to this. Just like it's many steps to everything that we go through. There's a process and there's levels to this thing. And you can't just hop in and be like that. And believe me, I'm a woman and I fall in love easy. No, I love people easily. I don't fall in love easily. I love people very easily because God allows me to see people's hearts. But that's why you see a person with long friendships. Look, Ronnie said, we met online in 2009, built a friendship, and didn't meet physically until 2012. Awesome sauce. That is awesome. And look at the time frame. Y'all didn't even meet physically until 3 years later. So automatically when y'all met, it was already love. It was already love because y'all put the time in to get to know each other, to laugh, to joke, to talk about those hard to talk about conversations. You know, when you become a friend, you allow you help people come out their shell a little bit. You help them grow them, mature them. There's so many things about friendships that in friendships, in relationships, not to say that y'all not going to argue and stuff because that's the normal thing of a relationship. You're not going to agree on everything and everybody's not perfect. But when you have a solid foundation, that's just like building your relationship off of friendship first is like building your house on concrete. Building your relationship off of sex and lust and chemistry is like building your foundation with sand. And although it's standing right there because you put the right amount of water and you use the right tool to put it together and make it into the shape that you need, one big wave, one heavy downpour of rain, a snowstorm, anything, and that foundation has gone away. You want to build a solid foundation. And with that solid foundation, become friends first. And then have your core values set there. Your integrity, honesty, fairness, accountability, promises, keeping your promises, inclusion, learning, and teamwork. Also, I want to drive home again before we go out of here, right? I want to say this too, as far as your love language, okay? When you know what your love language is, right, you will be able to understand the other person, all right? And we need to stop trying to love people the way we like to be loved and learn our partners, okay? Um, Chemistry, the complex emotion or psychological interaction between two people. We don't want to be stuck on chemistry. Types of romantic relationships: dating, committed relationships, casual relationship, and casual sex. They says it's 10 types of relationships. The School of Romance. Okay, wait. It says 10 types of relationships you might experience before you meet the one. The School of Romance, that's the romantic person, right? The toxic relationship, oh my God. The friends with benefits relationship, the long distance relationship, the rebound relationship, the friends but attracted to each other relationship, and the it's complicated relationship. We don't want none of those. We want the it's healthy relationship. We want to know that we don't have to compete in a relationship. We don't have to worry about somebody being controlling. We don't have to act passive aggressive. When you are friends, you can be yourself. And it's not like, oh God, I have to change. I have to walk on eggshells. Nobody wants to walk on eggshells in a relationship. But in a friendship, all of those quirky things are funny. You'll laugh with your friend, but you won't laugh with your mate. If the same thing happened, then that means that you're not friends with your mate. If you can laugh at the same things, if I trip outside and my friend laugh and my man don't laugh, you know, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but he'll probably be like, if he's not trying to save me and he's not paying attention to me trip, or he's not saying, are you okay? Does he really care? No, don't listen to that. Anyway, I love y'all. And I hope y'all understood what I was saying in reference to this show. Friends before lovers. I should have named it Friends Before Marriage, because people are getting married off of looks alone too. They don't even know the people half the time. You know what I mean? And remember the question that I asked last week, that if you guys were able to see these women's spirits before you see their face, would you or as you're looking up, like I'm just seeing it in my mind's eye, like as you're looking down, right? You're looking down and you see nice feet, nice legs. Ooh, she got hips. Nice, nice stomach area, nice breast. And then you get to her face and you see the demon that's on the inside of her. Sure, gotta go. You're going to see that. You got to learn. And you got to know who to let your guards down for and who to keep your boundaries up with. If people don't show that they're your friend, don't try to be friendly with them. But if you can grow a friendship that can potentially grow into a relationship, by all means. But guess what? If that friendship is worth more than y'all going in a relationship and breaking up, keep that friendship, because not many people know how to be friends. All right, Tifa said, I've been listening. Ron said, it was important for us to connect like that because we both went through bad relationships and didn't want it to be a rebound thing. And that's so awesome and thoughtful and so responsible. You understand what I mean? Because people think that they healed and they really not healed and they ready to jump in just because they lonely. No, we're not going to do that. And I'm not going to say I haven't done that once or twice. I'm not going to say that because then I'll be a liar, and I don't like liars, so I'm not going to lie to y'all. Tifa says, so happy for Black and Tange. You guys are going to do great. You said if the toe. I don't know what you're talking about. A woman with dirty toes can't be trusted. I'm just saying. Right. Oh, okay. You was like, if the toes. Yes. A woman with dirty toes can't be trusted. I'm just saying. I don't understand that. But I know that, you know, Tange is so silly. Look, Tange said that was his idea. I was ready to jump on his tail. And that's honest. That's honest. But see, one of y'all was mature enough emotionally to understand that one wasn't just ready just yet. You know what I mean? And one didn't want to play with your heart and things of that nature. So you kept it cordial, you kept it platonic. And that means that, number one, he cared about your heart before he had care of your heart. Does that make sense? He cared about your heart before it was his job to take care of your heart. That's such an awesome thing. That's my brother, man. Give it up for my brother. Give it up for my brother. I wish I had my bell. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Anyway, guys, I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all to life. I thank y'all so much for tuning in an hour late, but we still here. We are not going to give up. We're not going to give in, and we're not going to give up. Remember, resurgence was the word this week, okay? Resurgence, all right? Resurgence. And I think I have that definition up still, because guess what? It was an awesome, 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 awesome word. And if I don't have it up, I'm about to put it up, because definition of resurgence. I love y'all. I love y'all. An increase. Oh, wait. I need Google. Because Google gives more stuff. And then we're going to get off of here, y'all. I want y'all to please subscribe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It does not cost you anything to go and click the subscribe button. We are trying to monetize. We are on our way. We have things in the works, but we're trying to monetize, because this information, although I don't know how to monetize information, you understand what I mean? But I want you guys to know that this does take time, energy. I need to update things and things of that nature. So if you would like to and help at the root of it, y'all can find a link in the description box if y'all want to donate. But if not, y'all can just simply click the subscribe button, and that will get me there even quicker. You don't even have to, it won't cost you a thing, and it will only, last like 2 minutes, you know? So please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on TikTok, and I am going to, before we get out of here, you know, I'm going to always put up the affirmations, because I listen to them. Y'all listen to them too. So see you next week. Same bat station, same bat time. And guess what, y'all? It's Father's Day. We are bigging up the fathers next week. Yippee, yippee, yippee. I wish I had my bell. For the fathers. And it's also going to be my pre-birthday celebration, because next Monday is my birthday. I will be 45, but 2 years old as an adult. So see you next week. Same bat station, same bat time. Make sure y'all share, subscribe, comment, and see you next week. I love y'all to life. Later.
Subscribe to At the Root of It on
Welcome
YouTube.
to At the Root of It's affirmation for the day. Please sit in a quiet place so that you can free your mind and speak positivity over you. Relax your mind, sit in a quiet space, and release all anxiety, stress, anything that is hindering you. Welcome, everyone. We want to thank you for taking some time out of your day to be with us. Come on, let's get to the root of it. Ow!
In these times that we live, we take strides to move forward. We strive to be more, stay strong and be focused. Start a while, we make choices, live or die. Take over starts at the root, and the truth may be hard to swallow. Step one,